Yo, it's your boy Fro Thizzle, and tonight I'm going to be talking about the 2023 Australian horror flick, Talk to Me. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Before watching this film, I was aware of the word of mouth going around of how scary this movie is, and how this is the scariest film in quite a while. Now me, I try not to buy too much into the hype, and I just like to put my own 2 cents and my own thoughts on the film. While I didn't think this was the scariest movie in a long time by any means, I did think this movie did have some moments of disturbing imagery and some shocking moments that left me going, yo, what the fuck? And I will admit, the tone through the film is rather unnerving. Now, a majority of the actors in this film are newcomers or are actors who haven't had that chance to be in a future film. We follow our main character, Mia, played by Sophia Wilde. She's dealing with the loss of her mother. Her father's trying to connect with her, but she's pretty much shutting him away and dealing with the loss on her own terms. Mia's taking care of a young boy named Riley, who's the brother of Mia's best friend, Jade. Jade and Mia's group of party animal friends come across a cursed porcelain hand. Each time one of the friends sit in front of the hand, they have to get strapped to the chair so they don't break out, and they let the spirits in by saying, "Talk to me, and I invite you in." Meanwhile, Mia's still going through the loss of her mother, and she's seeking out questions because she doesn't fully believe the demise of her mother. Now, moving on to personal thoughts. For the most part, I did enjoy this movie. I thought the performances were solid. Can't really think of anybody that did a bad job or felt out of place. And like I said, the movie does have a creepy, unnerving tone to it, and it did keep me on the edge of my seat for the most part. But there were 1 or 2 things through the film that I personally wasn't rocking with. I don't really want to spoil one of the moments because it's a shocker when you see it, but it involves a dog and a guy, and it's gross. That's as far as I'm going to say. And if the directors were intending to shock with this moment, they heavily succeeded. But I felt this scene was pretty unnecessary and didn't even need to be in the fucking movie. But that's just me. One of the other problems that I had was the motive behind the characters and how they're even messing with this porcelain hand. There's so many consequences that come with it in the film, and the fact that characters keep on egging and pushing and using this hand even after so much crazy shit has popped off, this feels like typical horror movie dumb choices. And this is coming from somebody who did like the movie, but there are moments and pockets through the film where the characters are making some dumbass decisions, and I'm either shaking or scratching my fucking head. The movie is rated R for strong, bloody, violent content, and we do get some rather gruesome and grotesque sequences through the film. It's not throughout. If you're expecting a bloodbath of a film, this one isn't really it for you. In fact, there's even some moments that I felt were a bit slow paced, which I didn't mind too much, but I found it to be a little bit noticeable in an hour and 36 runtime film, or hour and 35. But having said that, the bloody moments that do happen were pretty crazy and rough for my viewing. And this is coming from a gore hound. And going back to the characters and a group of party-goer friends, one thing that was pointed out to me that I thought was a really good point was how these characters were messing with this hand, and it felt reminiscent to them like taking shots and them not understanding the dire consequences of the situation and how they keep fucking with the hand. And it did feel like that in this movie. There's a sequence where they're all having a blast, taking turns with this hand, and they're enjoying it, and it feels like an adrenaline rush. And I thought it was pretty unnerving how it was very similar to them knocking shots of fucking vodka back or tequila. And another thing I didn't care for was involving the main character, Mia, and how she keeps trying to steal her best friend Jade's man through the film. And mainly because Mia and Daniel, Jade's boyfriend, they were exes at one time, so she just won't let it go. And that's a theme that pops up through the film as well that I didn't care for and I felt really mad about. And it did make a quality of Mia for me just a tad bit unlikable. I don't think Mia as a whole is unlikable, but again, some decisions that she makes through the film does make me go like, what the fuck? But again, I did enjoy this film. Creepy atmosphere, slick tone, solid performances, 2 or 3 shocking what the fuck moments, and 1 moment I didn't care for, but the other 2, I would say were pretty effective for me. And I do think this is a solid effort from these 2 Philippou brothers. And I do love how they crossed over from being YouTubers to directing films. But my final rating, I'm going to give Talk to Me a mixed rating between a strong 7.5 out of 10 and a light 8 out of 10. This is just my first viewing, and I feel like my second viewing, I'm going to have a stronger stamp on my rating. I'm still thinking about the film and what the fuck I just saw. But that's it, y'all. If you enjoyed the film, comment below. If you loved it, if you hated it, let me know your thoughts. Fro Thizzle, look out for more reviews. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.